Your Excellency, Julius Peter Motu, my good friend Subhash Thakra, the President of London Chamber of Commerce, of course Dipesh, who comes from Harrow, an outstanding policeman, outstanding cop in Harrow, does excellent work, and to all of you here this evening. On this very important day, celebrating the 55th Independence Day of Uganda. Your Excellency, I do remember that date, 9th of October 1962. I was at school in Tororo, and we celebrated with the flags walking around Tororo. I'm here to say a few things about Uganda, but the most important is the Ugandan diaspora living in Britain. You are a great bridge between this great country and Uganda. And of course, I'll talk a little bit about Uganda's progress in the last 55 years and Uganda's economic development, which has soared in recent years. And Your Excellency, you have a sterling reputation when it comes to trade and investment. So my very warm welcome to you to England on behalf of Her Majesty's government, and we look forward to long and happy association between your country and my country. Sometimes I get confused when I say my country. Quite often I think my country is also Uganda, because I was born in Uganda, in the district of Butaleja. And I was brought up in Tororo. I went to school in Tororo, Manjasi High School. And of course, in 1971, at the age of 16, I left Uganda to come to UK because of that brutal dictator, Idi Amin. And I worked as a waiter in a Wimpy. At the same time, I studied as an accountant and went into my own business. I'm not here to indulge about myself, but just to give you some background, because there's tremendous success story about Uganda in this country. Subhash Thakra, who's the president of London Chamber of Commerce, is Ugandan born. If you look at some of the high-profile jobs in the city, including the group finance director, Ugandan born, the group finance director of Deliveroo, the world-famous company, printing e-passports and currency, is also Ugandan. But in Parliament, we have 8 Ugandans. 8 Ugandan in Parliament. So I was made a peer by then the Prime Minister David Cameron in 2010. I became a whip, and then later on I became a minister to the Crown for trade and also for the transport. In 2015, I stood down to pursue my interest, and that was 4 of them. 1, the Commonwealth. America is our ally. Europe is our trading partner, but Commonwealth is our family, and Uganda is, of course, a member of the Commonwealth. And the 3rd interest was SME and exports. So Africa, Commonwealth, SME, and exports are my interest since I stood down. Having said that, our chief whip asked me to continue being a whip, so I do 2 jobs together. I first visited Uganda in 2012 after 41 years, and I was very pleased at the transformation that's taken place in that great country. We've seen that country going through the socialist government of Milton Obote, to that brutal dictator, to civil war, and then rule of law and democracy under President Museveni. So the transformation has taken place in such a great way. But there's a lot more to do, and I'm sure we'll all work together to make sure that happens. My job as a trade envoy is to ensure that UK and Uganda trade together, but more important, to bring in more inward investment to Uganda and to do more exports to Uganda. Subhash, you know from your experience maybe, the parliamentarians, the British people generally, what they think of Africa: civil war, poverty, dictatorship, corruption. That is a perception of us, the English here, of UK and Europe, of Africa, not realizing how much Africa has changed. They see Africa from a Band-Aid lens. That's no longer the case. It's a continent with huge potential. 6 of the largest high-growth countries are in Africa. They have every natural resources you can think of. Yes, it's a young democracy. 55 years is not that old, by the way. Peter, we are 800 years old, and we are going through major constitutional crises. And if you look at some of the headlines this morning saying that Prime Minister should resign. So there you are. Uganda has done very, very well. There is a lot more to do. And we, UK government, through our aid and trade, are now fully supporting Uganda, in fact. When I first became the trade envoy, the UK export finance limit was 50 million. And at the time I told our Prime Minister that I'm afraid 50 million is not sort of money I would like to work with. For me, it's loose change, because I think it's huge potential. And recently I was able to announce that we brought that up to 600 million pounds. And I'm pleased a large number of projects that UK companies are now doing. We in fact won the contract to do Kabala International Airport, 140 million pounds. We are looking at oil extraction, pipeline, refinery, all that British companies are looking to help Uganda and to make sure Uganda grows even further. This is a fantastic opportunity for us post-Brexit. We must be outward-looking country and try and see that we do more trade with our Commonwealth partners as well. In conclusion, I want to say please enjoy your celebration. 55 is young, so we're all young, and we will continue to grow as time goes. And I can assure you that our relationship with Uganda is going to be very good, very bright, and I wish you all the best on this very important day, the 55th anniversary of Uganda's independence. Thank you.